So today I wanted to talk a bit about some experience I have periodically and how I work with it. So sometimes, when you wake up and you just get up on the wrong side of the bed and you're just irritated and you think, well, why? And I rarely know. Once in a while I might, but rarely do I know why. Yeah. Um, so I just wanted to share kind of how I work with that mind. What I know is that if I don't um, stay aware and really notice it, then I have a pretty miserable day, I will say. And it's that thing about, that's a habitual state of mind and it's very familiar. And if I don't apply anything to it, an antidote to it, then it not only will keep going, but it will get stronger. And so I've really understood the value of really trying to nip it in the bud very quickly. And so, what to do? So, the first thing I do when I notice that that's what the state of my mind is when I wake up in the morning is I immediately and first take at least half of the things on my list that I was going to do off. That's the first thing I do. And that is from a compassionate place, because I know that I'm sensitive, I'm afflicted, and to just jump into a full list of all these things to do is not going to work well for my mind. So I take things off. And then with that space that I've created, I try to relate to everything that arises in my mind with some acceptance and compassion, not judging. Because that's the second pitfall, it's like, oh, there I go again, what an idiot, and da-da-da, and so then I'm just, again, doing the same mind state, but instead of being irritated to others, I'm doing it to myself. That's misery. It's not going to help anything, not my mind. I try to keep my energy more internal, not so external, because it feels like I'm, like when you walk on like in the mountains and you're walking on a path and it's by the cliff. It's really easy to fall off if you don't pay attention to what you're doing. So I really put a lot of attention kind of on managing what is coming up for me, what's going on in my mind. And then when a critical thought or judgment comes up, especially when it's directed toward others, one of the things that works the best is when I notice that, I immediately just switch to a meditation. May that person have happiness. May they be free of suffering. May they have calmness. May they have wisdom. Any version, you can put anything in there that's, that you want. But just doing that, and I don't even have to believe it. That's the beauty of the mind. You don't even have to believe it. You just put it in there and you're using an opposite of what the critical mind was doing. So I do that. If that doesn't work so well, or my mind doesn't want to go there, and sometimes it doesn't, then I focus instead on, and I just ask myself the question. I say, okay, you're starting to criticize those around you. So you know what the result of that is going to be for your experience of the day. Do you really want to just make yourself miserable today? Is that what you want? And when I ask myself that, the answer is no. I don't want to make myself miserable. And so then that'll turn it. So either of those two I use a lot. Another thing that I do is I pet the cat. That's very helpful. Or I might do something creative. So instead of doing, I don't know, writing something or, a letter or something. Instead, maybe I'll do something in Photoshop because that's creative for me. So I'll do something that is creative. So what I've learned over time is that the quicker that I catch it, the quicker I accept it, the quicker I keep kind of the tool bag open of the antidotes around me, then the sooner this gets turned. And then, it's like a dream, it's gone. And it doesn't seem to come back later in the day when I, start with that. So I found that that's quite beneficial for these days when I seem to get up on the wrong side of the bed and smack into the wall. So may we not get up on the wrong side of the bed, but if we do, we can rejoice that there are antidotes to use to turn the mind.